Hi there, welcome to another TBR video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all the books I plan on reading in the month of November. How is it already November? The second last month of the year. It's crazy. I've reached my Goodreads reading goal already, which is amazing. So now I'm aiming for 100 books by the end of the year. I think I'm at 89 right now, so I think I can do it. Maybe I'll even hit it this month. But anyways, I think I have like 8 or so books to talk about today, so let's just run through them so you know what I'll be reading this month. First of all, let's get this out of the way right off the gate. Kingdom and Bash by Sarah J. Maas. This might be like the third TBR this has appeared on, but I'm not that far into it and I probably will not finish it before November starts. So here's hoping that I can finally finish this in November. It is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, of course. This is how far I am at this moment in time, so. Then we get into some new releases that I'm so stoked for. First of all, we have Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the universe. World. I almost remembered it. Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world by Benjamin Alir Sains. And this is the highly anticipated sequel to Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which, if you don't know, I read last year and it was one of my favorite books of last year. Probably would be one of my favorite books of all time. I really need to reread that one because I read it in one sitting. So we'll see if this one has the same impact or not. I think I'm gonna do a vlog of it just for fun. So keep an eye out for that if I do it. But yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm so excited to be with Aristotle and Dante again. If you don't know, it's about these two teenage boys. I think it's in the 80s or something like that. It is in the past. Just about their journeys of figuring out who they are. There might be some romance in it, you know? So yeah, excited for this one. On a similar note, a new release that I'm so pumped for is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the third and final book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, which if you've watched any of my previous videos before, you would know this is one of my favorite series of all time. I loved the first and second book so much. It's a YA thriller mystery series about this girl named Pip, who is a teenage girl and she's obsessed with solving crimes and she wants to be a detective and all that, and each book is a different sort of mystery that she's solving. I gave the first two books 5 stars, obviously. I saw one kind of not great review of this and I started to like get really sad and lowering my expectations, but then I saw a good review of it, so I'm like, okay, my expectations are back up. I'm excited again. Just really interested to see how this is gonna end and what the mystery will be in this book. I've heard it's a lot darker. Very much looking forward to this. Next up, the book that I'm reading for my book club, my personal book club that I have with my friends, is going to be the Bromance Book Club, and it's by Lyssa K. Adams. Last month we read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which was like about a book club, obviously. So I was like, let's keep the theme going and read another book in book club that's about another book club. So what I know about this one is that it is like a, I think, adult romance comedy, like kind of like a rom-com, I believe, and it is about this group of guys who start this romance book club where they read romance books to help their relationships with their girlfriends or partners. So it sounds really cute. I think I might have heard like mixed things about it. It might be one of those books that has a great premise and then maybe like it's not as good as it sounds, but I don't care. I'm excited for it. I feel like it has to be pretty fun and pretty cute. Definitely gonna be reading that this month. Next, I have a little bit of a theme, as I normally do each month. I try and read within a certain theme. And so first of all, we are going to have The One by John Mars. This is a sci-fi thriller and it takes place in a like society where they have figured out through testing your DNA who your perfect match would be. Who would be the one for you? Kind of like a dating matching service, I guess. And then for some reason it becomes a thriller and I'm not really sure why. I do know that one of the people that gets matched is a serial killer. So I'm assuming it has something to do with that man or that person. I don't know their gender. But yeah, I've heard really great things about this from all like the booktubers I watch, especially the thriller booktubers I watch, although it technically is also considered a sci-fi because of the technology elements. But I'm really excited to read this. I've been dying to get to it. Then I really want to get to Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a very popular YA sci-fi series. It is a Cinderella retelling, as you could probably tell, and it's like Cinderella but if she were a cyborg. So don't know know a lot about that. Don't read a lot of sci-fi, as you may have noticed, but this is a book I've had for so long, like so many years. I don't even know when this book was published, 2012. So I probably have had this since around that time. That's why I have the old version of this cover. It sucks because now if I want to buy the rest of the series, I would have to buy it in the new cover. So I'd have them all matching except for the first one. That's what happens when you are a slowpoke with reading. But another one I'm super excited for, because it's YA, the whole sci-fi elements shouldn't be too boring or anything. It should be pretty fun. I love retellings. I love fairy tales. So the last sci-fi book I want to get to is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I think this is also YA. If it's not, then correct me, maybe it's adult, but I think it's YA, and I just know that it's something to do with space. I really don't know much about this. I think it's like pretty heavy sci-fi though, so this is the one I'm like most worried about. I've been hearing about it for years. I wasn't even sold on it until I like bought the books. I bought the books, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll read them. This just says at the back, his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Daryl will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. Okay, so maybe it's like something where he goes undercover. I don't know, but stay tuned on my channel to see what I think. And we're already at the last book that I have planned, and that is Lisa Jewell's The Night She Disappeared. I love Lisa Jewell. I stan her. I'm like making my way through some of her older books, and then I am purchasing her newer books as well. I'm not sure if I even know what this one's about. Okay, so as you can imagine from the title and just from it being Lisa Jewell, it is about a girl disappearing, but also a girl and her boyfriend. So two people go missing, and they recently just had a son, and it looked like they were gonna get engaged. So it's a very weird, like, why would they disappear? Why would they run away? And then someone stumbles across this mysterious note that says dig here. And so what's under there? We don't know. Is it related to them? Anyways, it's Lisa Jewell, so I'm sure I will completely adore it and that it will be pretty messed up. So that's all the books I have on my list. I didn't plan too much because I do have some sci-fis in there that might be a little bit heavier for me, like harder to get through, but this is what I'm hoping to read in November. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have thoughts on any of these books, especially the new releases, if you've read them yet. Were they good or were they disappointing? And let me know what you're reading this month. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on my other social channels, and I'll see you in the next video.